Hi, I'm Diane and I'm here again with my next Nottinghamshire property blog. So this week's topic is quite controversial and it could be quite political. So I just need to make it clear right from the offset that this is just me talking about something a little bit political, not for any particular reason other than I'm interested in investment opportunities and property opportunities and land opportunities. This isn't really a political blog, so I just wanted to get that out there. The other thing that I'm going to do is to talk about greenbelt, which again is quite a controversial subject, and for the purpose of this blog we're going to assume that nobody has any particular feelings either way on whether you should build on greenbelt or not. So let's get straight to the nuts and bolts. So the government, central government, has plans to build 8,000 homes, residential properties in the Ashfield area. 8,000 homes are quite a lot. So where are you going to find this land within the Ashfield District? Now there's a lot of greenbelt sites in Ashfield, and there's a lot of controversy, like I said earlier, around those greenfield sites. So the government's plans to build 8,000 new dwellings is quite an interesting one, because Ashfield in itself has not got lots of sites available right now to build on, but they do have a lot of greenbelt. So just to clarify, there are areas of greenfield land in Ashfield that's never been developed or built on before, and there are also brownfield sites that have previously been built on but are no longer in use. So this is the real interesting bit. Ashfield District Council have made it abundantly clear that they do not want to build on their greenfield areas. One councillor in particular has been extremely vocal about him feeling that they are being blackmailed by central government to build on those sites. One of those areas that's been highlighted by the government is in Hucknall, and it's quite a large site, and there are plans for around about 5,000 homes to be built on there. And then there is an additional site, which is an area where they are planning to build around about 3,000 properties for families and for domestic dwellings. To counterbalance this argument, Ashfield District Council have gone back to the government and said, hey, we're happy to build 1,109 homes on previous brownfield sites, but not the 8,000 that you are saying that we have to build. That building on greenfield sites is unrealistic and not what the constituents of Ashfield want to see happen. Now this is where it gets really juicy. The central government have actually come up with this ultimatum for Ashfield District Council. What they're saying is, if you don't meet our 8,000 target building on some greenfield sites, what we will do as central government is remove your powers and give them to another council. So whilst this is all quite a heated debate, it gets even more interesting because Councillor Jason Jadrozny, and I should get that right with a name like Białek, so Jason Jadrozny is accusing local government of blackmailing Ashfield, and he's saying pure and simple that they are being blackmailed. So let's talk about facts and figures. So although there are quite a few sites that come into the greenfield debate, the Wyburn Farm site is the one that I'm particularly interested in and going to talk about today. Now this one has been put forward by the Strategic Housing Land Availability Assessment. However, currently the land is not deemed to be suitable due to policy constraints. Now, those policy constraints are the greenbelt policy. This is the golden nugget that I'm really excited about. If all of that goes to plan, sites such as the Wyburn Farm site will become a development paradise. So let's go and take a look at just one of those sites. So here we are at Wyburn Farm. So the reason I'm sat in my car is because one, it's extremely windy outside, and two, the farmer is not terribly happy that I'm doing this filming. So I'm really sorry that I'm not in the field, which would have been so much better. And what I would say is that the site location is wonderful. There are very nice properties around here, and I think the development sites themselves lend themselves to being nice places to build family houses. And there is no guarantee that this is going to be allowed to happen. However, from the research that I've done, I would put my money on it personally. So Wyburn Farm site is located about 1.7 miles from the centre of Hucknall, and therefore very commutable for families going to work, going to school, that sort of thing. So this is a real nugget for a potential investor, and it could be for you to build out, or it could be for you to buy, keep hold of, and then when the development opportunity is considered sustainable and viable, then maybe get planning or even sell on before you get planning, in the knowledge that your site is actually worth more than what you paid for it. If you want to find more information about this, I'd urge you to do take a look at the link below, and I'll see you next week.